Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day, baby. Every day's fun day around here. Let me tell you what. Hope everybody's having a great weekend, dude. We've got video gaming news about to pop off here for January 28th, and then we're gonna hop into another day of Pal World. Yeah. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. It'll be another great day, as they always are, man. You guys are amazing. I love doing what I do, man, and I can't wait to get started for another fantastic day of just immersing ourselves in the world of video games here, man. So let's go ahead and do what we do, man. Let's dive in here. Let's see what we got going on today in the video gaming news segment. Let's go. I love that Java. Call of Duty Future Warfare gameplay services online. Another game that'll probably at the best be reviewed as a mediocre piece of software, gaming software, and will be one of the highest selling games of the year. You know? But we'll take a look at it. Hello, Davey. What's up, buddy? How's the weekend going, bruh? Clickbait. Did PlayStation just justify their price increase? Let's see this. Me too, brother. Me too, dude. These eyelids are heavy, bro. Heavy. Not really worth diving into, probably, because we get the gist of what we need to know right here. Nintendo's filed trademarks related to GameCube controllers, meaning that that's probably a pretty good indicator that we've got GameCube games starting to hit the online subscription stuff for Nintendo. What is this? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Inscription. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Inscription's a banger, dude. Yeah, I've been covering a lot of the layoffs and stuff. Yeah, I haven't been covering a whole lot of Diablo stuff. I watched a little bit of one of there's a guy that I watched for a long time. He's a very, very, very good gamer at those types of games. Path of Exile, Diablo, dude, he's real. I mean, plays hardcore all the time. Really good. Goes by the name of Datmods. DATMODZ, and I used to watch him a lot before I became a streamer, and I literally had not watched any streams on Twitch in a long time. And the other night I was working on some content and I saw that he was streaming, so I pulled it up and he was playing some Diablo 4. That's literally the first content I had seen at all of Diablo 4. And he was talking about how the current season 3 is feeling lacking in certain ways. Again, I mean, whether you talk about Blizzard's issues or Activision's issues as a whole, I'm giving a little bit of leeway here now. Just because Microsoft now owns, they are in the process of figuring out how to take this giant corporation that they now are in charge of, and hopefully turning it back into something decent. We already know that they're not just sitting on their hands with what they got, right? They're actually actively finding or trying to determine what they can do about changing that corporation into something decent. It started with staff. You know, they've gotten rid of Bobby Kotick, Mike Ibarra's out, which are two people that I said I wanted gone from that company. You know, there's a lot of other staff that got axed. I mean, we just saw it, and this is a good segue to talk about what you brought up here as well. You know, Microsoft had just laid off roughly, you know, just under 2,000 more people, specifically from their gaming divisions. It came from Xbox, Microsoft Gaming. They came from Activision Blizzard. There were a lot of layoffs throughout all of those corporations under Microsoft. Part of the Microsoft stuff apparently was laying off a lot of people that were in charge of helping to develop the physical game release side of their products. So what that should tell people is that Xbox and Microsoft as a whole, anything they're doing gaming is going to be moving more and more and more towards a digital future, as consoles have been more reluctant to adopt that notion, obviously, than PC has. Xbox is on the way. I would say Xbox is quickly going to become more progressive on that front than the other console players have been. You're going to see it pretty quick here, I think, and which makes sense. They've also been more progressive on the front of other things like subscription services, cloud gaming, you know, things like that as a whole. So the digital front fits their portfolio better too. So it kind of makes sense in a lot of ways. The layoffs, man. I've been covering it in mass quantities. We literally talk about it every single day we do the news. We have already surpassed over 5,000 job losses in just gaming. I'm not talking about tech. Just the gaming industry in 2024. That's over half of everything that we experienced job loss wise last year. And last year was brutal. Last year there was roughly, give or take, you know what I mean, but roughly close to approaching 10,000 layoffs in the industry last year. And we covered a ton of it. You know, it seemed like, especially over the last half of the year last year, but the entire year for sure. But the last half of the year was really bad, where it felt like we couldn't do a video gaming news segment, which we do every single day here, without touching on another studio laying off employees or shuttering its subsidiaries, or yeah, I mean, you name it. It was terrible to cover. It was really daunting and it felt really bad. And a lot of the things I brought up was it didn't make sense. You know, it didn't make sense at all in a lot of ways. There's going to be a little bit of this that's attributed to higher bloat, you know. Yeah, and I've touched on that a little bit as well. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Yep. And this is the thing that's weird about it. And yeah, you're not wrong at all. And that individual Riker is not wrong. Yeah, I think that this is the weirdest thing, and I've touched on this a lot. When you think about the fact that, you know, obviously during the height of the pandemic, when the pandemic hit, and you know, there was so much need for more and more games, more and more online communities, you know, so people needed interaction. There was very little to be done face to face. People looked for games as their outlet, their way. Not that people hadn't already done that in large part. I mean, there's so many of us that have been gamers for so long. That's always been our outlet, right? But when the pandemic hit, it was something different. There were so many people that were locked in their houses. They couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't interact with people face to face. So gaming skyrocketed, right? Now, the hardware side of gaming was obliterated because you couldn't get hardware anywhere. All the factories were shut down. Nothing could get made, right? But the software side of things got ramped up big time. And so, obviously, there was going to be a little bit of some, coming back down to earth, if you will, for the overhires that happened during that time period to, I guess, meet the demand for what people were needing to game at the time of everybody just staying home and gaming all the time during the pandemic. It was wild. But I don't think that all of these job cuts, man, all these layoffs, even the majority of them, I don't think can be, the whole pandemic hire bloat, overhire for the pandemic. I don't think that can be used as a scapegoat for most of this. I really don't think that. From everything I've seen, it's such a weird thing for us. Like, look at 2023. So many amazing game releases, so much money still being made in the industry, right? It's just incredible how much money's being invested in this industry, right? And obviously there's always going to be the issue of some studios are going to fail, some studios are going to do better depending on their products and how well their products do. That's the industry as a business, just how the business works, right? As what the gaming industry is, business to business respectively. That's going to happen. But this amount of layoffs we've had is really weird. And when you take a look at something like towards the end of last year, we had some leaked information that hit about Insomniac, which is one of the best first-party studios. I would say neck and neck up there with Santa Monica Studios. The Santa Monica is the one that does God of War Ragnarok, or the God of War games, the modern God of War games for PlayStation, right? Insomniac obviously does Spider-Man. And we found out at the end of the year that they were forcing Insomniac to lay off people. Their best studio, right? And then 2 days later, they come out, and Sony has a statement saying that it's another record-breaking year for PlayStation. Yeah? I don't know what to tell people other than, everything that I see about the industry right now is that it's being run by scumbags, mostly. The big studios, most of the big studios and companies are just greedy, scummy corporations. And it's a very, very terrible look. So a lot of what we've also seen is like, take a company like Epic, right? Epic just laid off 850 to 900 people. 2 years ago, they bought Bandcamp, right? Yo, what up, Soup? Palworld devs are indie. They are indie developers. Yep. The dev's name is Pocket Pair. They are indie developers. Yep. Mm-hmm. Who was I just talking about? God dang it, dude. I don't know. It's just, it's so wild, dude. Need a dual monitor setup, watch streams while studying? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, agreed. brother, that was always my thing while I was doing studying and doing school and everything. I had to have background noise. Yeah, companies, but I don't know what company I was going for right there. Dude, I am so flipping tired right now. I could barely pull myself out of bed this morning. There was a specific company I was going to go at right there. Like Epic, okay? No, I was talking about Epic. So Epic, you know, their CEO is Tim Sweeney. Yeah, and we talk about Epic all the time because, right, I mean, I promote Epic constantly. I'm like, yo, if you're you know, not taking advantage of the free games, you should be going and doing this, right? So go get your free games. Good segue into this. Infinifactory is free right now. Doors Paradox will be free on February 1st. Okay, but I digress. In the realm of these layoffs, you know, it's like, you know how much Tim Sweeney's worth? Billions of dollars. You know, and then it's they're laying off 900 people at the end of last year. And you see them basically without blatantly telling us that they've made bad business decisions, they start selling off companies like Bandcamp that they bought 2 years ago, thinking it was going to be a good business move for them. So not only are they firing 900 people, 850 to 900 people, but they're selling off companies like Bandcamp. And you know, what that leads me to believe is that they've made bad business decisions. But who pays the price for the bad business decisions, right? It's not the people at the top that made those business decisions in the first place, right? Those people at the top, you know, the CEOs, the COOs, the board members, everybody sitting up there in their high-rise offices and you know, bringing in six-figure, you know, seven-figure salaries and huge, massive bonuses every year. They're not the ones that pay the price. The people that pay the price are the ones that they, you know, it's like, oh, the company's like, oh, well, you know, some of these business decisions didn't match up, so we're going to fire 900 people from the bottom of our company. That's the way it always comes off. And here's the thing. That might not be the case, but these companies aren't being transparent about it, right? They're not being transparent about it. They're not, they're not giving us any kind of notion to assume anything other than what I'm talking about right now being the reason for all these layoffs. They've made bad business decisions. Their numbers aren't matching up. So what's the easiest thing for them to do? Fire off mass amounts of low people on the totem pole, you know? While all the people that made those bad business decisions sit at the top and line their pockets with gold, man. Yeah? I don't know what else to assume. When you hear all these stories about, you know, stuff like that happening, I agree, dude. I mean, I've been talking about this day in and day out, brother. I mean, constantly, things like this. The things that I see, the things that I've been coming to conclusions about, just based off of the information that I read every single day, is I don't know what else to believe, because none of these companies are giving us enough information to come to any other conclusion but that, right? Again, I will also assume that there's a little bit of, you know, layoff because of hire bloat, over hiring because of the pandemic, you know, a few years ago and stuff. But most of that's not the reason. And it's a very daunting look. It's a very bleak look at what the industry holds. And I agree. People that were like, you know, getting into the industry, trying to, you know, wanting to make video games and stuff, it's a dark look for those people. It really is. I don't know what to think. That's what, like, literally one of the articles that we ended, it was the final video gaming news segment article that we did of 2023, was a very well-written article that we read, and it was literally talking about how the layoffs of 2023 completely overshadowed all the amazing games that were released last year, which is quite the statement considering that, you know, the amount of banger games that were released last year. We saw a year last year we probably hadn't seen in 20 years, man. You know? And to have a notion like it's hard to be able to just enjoy the fact that we had so many banger games because so many people are losing their jobs day in and day out in the industry. It's a weird look. It's really odd. It's really odd. I don't know, man. I talk about it every day. I feel like a broken record, but it's appropriate to talk about it. And it's, you know how I am, man. I want to raise awareness about it. Notion emotion lotion. Oh, hey, rap. I need some keep my eyes open lotion, dude. I'm flipping tired this morning. So yeah, Davey, I know, man. It's you know, I think that for myself, and you know how I am, dude, I'm all about like trying to promote a healthier industry for all of us all the way around, and it's a bleak look right now, man. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you get it. We'll keep pushing. What it do, Soup? What are you talking about, bro? Oh, most of the free games are garbage. Not really, dude. Not really. You want to talk about most of the free games on Epic being garbage? Are you serious? Is that what you just said to me? Most of the free games are garbage. Really? All right, let's go. Guardians of the Galaxy, free. Plague Tale Innocence, free. Ghost Runner, free. Deathloop, free. The Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition, free. Destiny 2 with the first 3 expansions, free. Let's see. Rage 2, free. Evil Within 2, free. No. Blech, blech. Evil Within 1, free. Ghostwire Tokyo, free. Solstice, free. Wait, Solstice? I might be thinking of a different game there, my bad. What else we got here? Grime, free. Guacamelee 1 and 2, free. Payday 2, free. Fallout New Vegas, free. Breath Edge, free. Never Alone, free. Dying Light Enhanced Edition, free. Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, free. Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun, free. Dishonored, free. Mortal Shell, free. Fist, free. Death Stranding, free. Metro Last Light, free. All the Fallout games, free. Sable, free. Bloons TD6, free. Evil Dead the Game, free. Fallout 3, Game of the Year Edition, free. Darkwood, free. Doom 64, free. Iratus, free. Maneater, free. Wolfenstein The New Order, free. BioShock Remastered, BioShock Infinite, BioShock 2 Remastered, free. Borderlands 3, free. Amnesia Rebirth, free. XCOM 2, free. Rogue Legacy, free. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, free. You let bro cook. That's right, General. What's up, buddy? Oh, I'm going to, dog. Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration, free. Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, free. Tomb Raider Game of the Year Edition, free. Salt and Sanctuary, free. Moving Out, free. Prey, free. Pathfinder Kingmaker Enhanced Plus Edition, free. Vampire, free. Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden, free. Loop Hero, free. Vanishing of Ethan Carter, free. Control, free. Frostpunk, free. What else, dude? I mean, Hand of Fate 2, free. I'm going all the way. I'm going all the way. Night in the Woods, free. Darkest Dungeon, free. Inside, free. Metro 2033 Redux, free. Alien Isolation, free. The Long Dark, free. Tyranny, Gold Edition, free. Pillars of Eternity, Definitive Edition, free. Watch Dogs, didn't play it. Some people liked it, but free. Into the Breach, free. Enter the Gungeon, free. Remnant from the Ashes, free. Ark Survival Evolved, free. Borderlands, the pre-sequel, free. Borderlands 2, free. Sid Meier's Civilization 6, free. Grand Theft Auto 5, free. Free. Come on, bro. You gonna sit there and tell me that all they do is give away trash games? Stop it. Dude, I've paid for like maybe 3 games in this entire library. Stop your nonsense. Are they all absolute bangers? No. But this is something you absolutely will not be able to disagree with, because it's an absolute fact. You cannot get free content like this on literally any other platform, especially consoles. Especially consoles. You just can't. You can't do it, dude. You are so full of it. He's trying to bait me into something right now. You're crazy, Doug. Well, okay. No, so General, you're getting into, I'm talking about legit ways, okay? I promote a legit way to try and lift up the industry, promote a healthier industry, They give out too much garbage. Okay, this is like you sitting there with an empty plate and getting oatmeal and going, oh, and you're starving. And then you got oatmeal and you were like, geez, really wanted a steak. Stop it. Stop it. What are you doing, dude? This is a problem, dog. You're looking at free and going, it's not good enough. Oh my God, it's not good enough. yeah. Soup troll. But look, dude, this is the thing though. There are actually people that have that mindset. Soup be trolling me all the time, dude. But there are people that have that mindset. And dude, you can't do that. You can't do that, dude. So this is one of the things that definitely sets like console apart from PC as well. PC has so many different avenues in which like legally legit ways in which you can gain access to mass quantities of free, solid content. You know, bro. Dude, if you're not trolling, if you're not trolling, I'm like at a loss for words for how like asinine that is. Not try. I still don't believe you with the ahaha behind it, dude. You'll have like what Soup's having. Oh Jesus. Well, that's a personal thing. Then you're not taking advantage of the opportunity to just grab free content. That's it, you can't make anybody do that. You can't make anybody do that. But here's the thing, dude. I promote Epic not because I'm affiliated in any way, but because we live in a world where I agree, Davey. We live in a world that, many people, all right, Soup, for many people, cost is a huge obstacle. Many people deal with an issue of price and cost in the world for anything, especially for things like entertainment not being being more of a want than a need, right? Being a huge obstacle for them to be able to play games and dive into this world that we love, right? So to sit there and say that like they need to do better when nobody does what Epic does. Nobody does. Nobody gives out the kinds of games in the quantity of free content that Epic does. And I've been so outspoken about how I'm, like not a fan of looking at what has happened here recently with them as a business and stuff like that. And I'm not affiliated. I'll be outspoken about any company that I feel like has done some scummy stuff. But dude, in the world we live in, where no other company is doing this kind of thing for free content, it's pretty incredible. And for anybody to look at it and go, well, those games aren't good enough for me. Okay, fine. Don't take advantage of it. Don't take advantage of it. But it's without a doubt a great thing that they do this for people. Is it a ploy and a tactic for them to try to get people into their platform? Absolutely. But it is still an incredible thing for people to be able to take advantage of. There are so many people that money is a huge obstacle, dude. And for them to be able to play so many from mid-tier to AAA rated games, of fantastic, you know what I mean? Quality for free is incredible. Whether or not you want to take advantage of it or not, it's just a fact. It's been going. They gave it away for free during this last winter sell period. So every year for Epic, since they started doing the free giveaways in 2020, 2021, I think it was 2020. So like 3 years now they've been doing it, right? Every year during the like holiday period, right? So it's like the end of December, from mid-December to the end of December. There's like a week and a half to a 2 week period. They always give away a new game every single day for that 2 week period, and it's just full of bangers. That's when they gave away Guardians of the Galaxy. I have it, and so it's been going on sale a lot though over the past year for about $15 to $17. Across different platforms and stuff. But that game's supposed to be an absolute banger. It's one of those games, it's like, oh, dude, what was that? Midnight Suns. Midnight Suns was another Marvel game that came out, and was supposed to be very good as well, and it just didn't retail very well. People didn't buy it. But it rated really well. People enjoyed it. overall. They thought it was really good. People just didn't buy it. Same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. From what I understand, amazing game, very well rated, uh, regarded pretty highly across the gaming community, and it just didn't sell very well. So not too long after being on the, after release, it just started going on big sales and stuff to try to garner more attention. It was kind of crazy. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, dude, that's why I went through that entire list. For anybody to say that, like, it's not, like, Epic doesn't do a good enough job, I'll disagree. On that front of giving people access to free game. That's why I even tell people, even if you're not a PC gamer, you should just create an account on their platform and just grab your games. You know what I mean? Why not? Why not just grab the free games? They give away some amazing games from time to time, and I mean, I would say actually on a pretty consistent basis. Right now we're hitting a period where they're not giving away. Oh, that's a great rando mote. So right now we're going through a period of where they're going to have some less notable games, some kind of mediocrity in the titles that they're giving away for free, because we had so many killer games that they just pushed to us during that holiday period. So you've got to expect to have a little bit of a lull here for a second before they just start, like, plugging away some real notable titles to us again. That's the way it goes, though. Random mode, dude, get them in here. You can win on either one of those, baby. Yeah, I guess so, dude. But I think that's one of those things that, trying to keep in mind. Everybody's got a different kind of. Everybody's life's different, right? We all have a different. Everything is relative to our own situation. But I think that one of the things about life is trying to keep in mind that not everybody lives life the same way you do, right? Like, there's a lot of different ways to go about addressing things, looking at things, and you've got to be aware, hyper aware, I think, of, and that's why I try to promote this kind of stuff. Again, I'm not affiliated with Epic at all, dude. As a matter of fact, I've been really outspoken about them here lately with the things that I saw, what happened with them firing people. I just talked about it with Davey, and but because I do know that it's such a brutal thing for so many people, dude, struggle with finances, and it's only getting, it's more of, as we move into the future, it's only getting more and more brutal for people. We've just talked about how many people are getting laid off of their jobs in the gaming industry alone. It's incredibly daunting, right? And you talk about how many people, the gap between people that actually make a lot of money and people that literally make enough to just survive, make enough to just afford necessities, is continuing to just grow and grow and grow, right? But the people with all the money make all the choices. They raise prices on everything. They're the ones that produce everything. They raise prices on everything, but everybody down here with all the jobs helping to make all those products aren't getting paid more. It's crazy, dude. And so, that's why I'm always trying to find deals for people. I'm always trying to find easier ways for people to get into the industry and the world that we love, right? If they can grab some free content here and enjoy that, dude, that's a win, dude. That is absolutely a win. Whether or not you're a fan of Epic or not, that's a win. And how expensive this industry is and is continuing to become. Well, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have no idea. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I just got done talking about, though, right? But I mean, dude, you can't expect them to just give away AAA games every single week, right? There's no possible way. The fact that they give away so many bangers in the first place is actually incredible. For a business to give away the amount of banger games they do on a consistent basis is actually incredible. It's really, really phenomenal. It's a great opportunity that people should be taking advantage of, in my opinion. And so if these games come up that you don't want, don't get them. That's cool. But it is free. And free costs nothing. So why not add it to your library in case you might want to try it out later or something? I mean, you know, it's like I said before, we went through this whole time period of like the holiday season where they gave away so many awesome games. You have to expect a lull here. You know, you have to expect a lull. It just is what it is. You cannot bag on Epic for what they do here. It's an incredible thing. You just can't, dude. You can't. See what else I missed up here. Not only every Thursday, even on Christmas week for games. Yeah. It's like a 2-week period they do that, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's get back in it. See what else we got. Where's my music? Bro, I think I think my flipping ad blocker is wrecking my music player, dude. I think that's what it is. I think my ad blocker is started wrecking my music player. It'll like get a few songs in and then it'll just like kind of bug out. I think that's probably what's going on here. It's kind of weird. I'll have to try to figure it out. Oh, man. Bloodborne cart? Wait, what? Bloodborne cart? What? I'm gonna have to sit in this Tim and be like, bro, you were right. Bloodborne was coming back out, dude. Let's take a look at this, dude. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's funny. Yeah, we already knew about that. Next Sony console, I've already talked about it. That's my expectation. I don't think you see Bloodborne again. It's either going to be a remake or a new Bloodborne game. You're not going to see it till the next PlayStation console. I think, actually, let me see here. Yeah, this was back in May of last year. Here, I talk about this. There's your link. May of last year, I basically was already talking about how I don't see Bloodborne being anything again until the next PlayStation console comes out. It's just too smart of a business decision. Nintendo exclusive gets shut down unexpectedly? What is this? Huh, let's see what that is. Come on, picks up 2 failed Mythic Games Kickstarter projects. Interesting. New James Bond game teases unseen quality of animation. Look, bro, you're going to tell me unseen quality of animation? I'm going to show you a couple of games that are, you know, you can't even tell that it's actually animation. So, I mean, we're at the point, dude, where the Matrix can actually become a thing almost. We just need sensory input, dude. We need to be able to smell and taste and touch, you know, inside the virtual experience. Other than that, dude, the visual's there. You know, It's there. Our ability to differentiate between reality and what's being made with computers is no longer a thing. You can't see it anymore. It's stupid. It's kind of scary. Why Hollow Knight Silksong fans should keep an eye on Constance. Interesting. Let's see what this is. We knew about that. Did anybody watch season 1 of Halo? Because I heard it was terrible, dude. I heard it was really bad. But they're like doing a new season now, right? Like new season's coming out. I heard the first season was bad, dude. Wait, what? The original creator of Gears of War is moving on and leaving the series behind him. Doesn't mean it won't still be... Oh, don't, dude. Gross. Don't say that. God, you're disgusting. Despicable. Get that filth out of here. Somebody ban that guy. I'm just kidding. Dungeonborn is a dark fantasy extraction dungeon crawler. Interesting. Yeah, we got that up already. You're gonna get your COD fix, all right, buddy. You're gonna get your COD fix. We got the future warfare stuff to look at. Whoa! Hey! Take it easy. Oh, dude. Concerned Ape says that Stardew Valley 1.6 is almost done. We've talked about that. PlayStation sale. We'll look at that real quick. That's funny. You guys ever done pay to lose? Fortnite fans claim the new Family Guy chicken skin is pay to lose. Sick. Nobody should be buying Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. As a matter of fact, everybody should be boycotting Sony right now. And it's because of this game. If you don't know. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, it has been found to have paywalled New Game Plus. Yeah, you didn't. They paywalled New Game Plus, which is terribly disgusting and should never, ever, ever happen. Ever. Ever. And therefore, it should just absolutely, and everybody should be avoiding buying this game. Everybody should be just boycotting Sony until they rectify this situation. This is terrible, dude. New game is a DLC, right? I don't think it is. What? Oh. I don't even know, dude. Bro, you keep up with COD way more than I do. What? You think I'm we're gonna pull it up. We're gonna see. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Holy ginger. Oh, man. Wait, what was 10 years ago? Yeah, they're continuing to work on this. Oh, really? Jesus, dude. Yeah, we talked about the Skull and Bones stuff. Also, this is also something I think people should absolutely. I highly recommend people do not buy into this pre-order or on release. You wait and see how people are reviewing this game, reacting to what this game has to offer before you decide to buy into this. Way too many red flags here. There's just too much, dude. It's been a very tumultuous, very long, issue-ridden development process for this game, and there's a lot of reasons to be worried about what this product will be, and I'd be very, very, very hesitant about buying in on this. Obviously, if you can play it on like a subscription service, cool, but buying it outright or anything, you definitely wait to see reviews on this first. Big words, small brain, 3-head brain. Yeah. All right, dude. I think it's time to dive into these. Yeah. Let's go, dude. These are going to be our articles for the day. You guys ready? Let's do this. I'm flipping tired, boy. I need a bunch of coffee. Let's go. Come on, picks up 2 failed Mythic Games Kickstarter projects. Don't you do it. You hear me? All right, we're good. Come on has announced that they have picked up the IPs of 2 failed Mythic Game Kickstarter projects. This week, Mythic Games informed backers of Anastyr and Hell the Last Saga that the company would not be moving forward with either project, citing that the projects were excessively difficult, if not impossible, to complete with their current means. This is despite the 2 games raising a combined $3.2 million via 2 Kickstarter campaigns. Mythic Games also announced that CMON had purchased the IPs for both games. In a subsequent statement provided to backers, CMON announced that neither Hell, The Last Saga, nor Anastyr were ready for publication and would require substantial effort to complete them. CMON stated that they were committed to releasing new versions of both games. They would also provide free copies of the final base games to backers of the original Kickstarter projects, provided that the backers paid for shipping and VAT costs. However, backers would not receive any stretch goals or the other rewards from their original Kickstarter pledges. Mythic Games previously ran into substantial difficulties in the delivery of Darkest Dungeon, the board game, an adaptation of the popular video game. While that game raised over $5.6 million on Kickstarter, Mythic Games required backers to make a second contribution to help cover a $1.7 million shortfall related to the increased shipment costs and production costs. Since then, the company reorganized by selling off IPs and laying off staff. Mythic Games still has one unfulfilled Kickstarter project, Monsterpocalypse, which raised $1.3 million. Backers have not received an update about that game in nearly a year. Tabletop, so this is all tabletop game stuff. Yeah, I was worried about that, but it's cool. We'll read the rest of it. Tabletop publishers have increasingly turned to Kickstarter and other crowdfunding sites to help pre-sell board games that are either substantially developed or completed and ready for public production. Excuse me. These Kickstarters serve as a way to market the games and also provide capital for the actual production of the games. However, these failed projects show that the Kickstarters aren't a guarantee of a completed project, and there is still risk involved when backing one of these projects. Yeah. COD Tabletop win? It's basically just Nerf, dog. Just Nerf guns. Drink sparkling water? I like sparkling water, dude. New James Bond game teases unseen quality of animation. The new James Bond game referred to as Project 007. Real sneaky, you know? Yeah. Oh, will supposedly push the envelope for animation and gaming. James Bond is one of the most iconic characters in all of fiction. There's a reason he remains relevant after over 50 years and has gotten 25 movies with more on the way. Dude, there was a Bond game way back in the day on, dude, it was original Xbox. There was a Bond game on original Xbox. Obviously, GoldenEye is the OG. You know what I'm saying? Dun, dun, dun. The flipping, nothing will ever beat GoldenEye on 64. But there was a banger of a Bond game. Me and my buddies used to sit around and play together, just like local player stuff, dude. It was fun. I don't even remember the name of it anymore. It's a character that people love and has transcended different mediums across literature, film, and of course gaming. Bond has been a part of some of the best action movies out there, but also has some of the best action games as well, with things like GoldenEye and 007 Nightfire. Sadly, Bond hasn't had a new video game in over a decade, completely missing the last generation of consoles and the end of the Daniel Craig era of Bond films. Yeah, dude, who's taking over as Bond? I can't even remember right now. Who is it? Who's Bond now? Thankfully, Hitman developer IO Interactive is hard at work on a new 007 game. The game was announced over 3 years ago, and fans determined it to be a match made in heaven after the Hitman games gave off some 007 vibes. We know next to nothing about the game after all these years, but it will be an original story and feature a new Bond tailor-made for IO's take on the character. However, a new job posting indicates that IO Interactive is doing some mind-blowing work on the project. In a new recruitment post for the studio, senior gameplay animator Joshua Andrew Gleaves noted that the team is pushing gameplay animation to something unseen. We have no idea exactly what that means. It does sound pretty exciting. Dude, it's okay. This is what every studio is going to say. If they're making some kind of high quality, production, high fidelity production game, you guys have never seen anything like this, okay? Just wait, because what we're doing is something that is it's beyond, okay? And it's gonna be just so incredible that your eyes will pop out of your skull, and then you won't be able to see anything anymore, anyways. I mean, this is just a stupid default statement that, like, you know, any studio doing anything of substantial, fidelity, quality wise, is going to be saying we're going to be doing animation that's beyond what anybody's seen before. Well, maybe they are doing something kind of dope. Time will tell. But I mean, look, man, we're at the point now where you talk about games like Re-Record, um, isn't that the name of it? Bro, am I tripping? No, don't hide, ignore it, idiots. Oh, okay. Dude, what is. I thought that was the name of that game. Isn't that the name of that game? Bro, it's not on Steam. I can't even get it to flip and search for anything now. Why is it doing Remnant Records, dude? Yeah, it's not giving me it, dude. Even with like unfiltered search results, these are just Bulletstorm and Duke Nukem stuff. Tactics Ogre, OMSI. It's gone? What? Yo, that's something we need to look into. Is it All right, we'll have to look into that and see what's going on, dude. But check this out. Let's look at it on YouTube. I can't type. On record. Dude, I'm an idiot. It's on record, not re-record. It's on record. I'm such an idiot. That's where my head's at today. It's still on there, bro. This is what I was want to show everybody. Jesus, I'm an idiot. So, like, when you're talking about, God, that was so stupid. But even you would figure it would have brought it up, you know, just having record in there. Well, I wasn't even seeing it. That was kind of weird. But this is a game. I mean, dude, this is none of this is filmed footage, which is insane. This looks crazy real, you know. I mean, we're getting to that point where it's just really becoming negligible between what you're going to be able to see in games and what you see in real life, you know, and being able to tell a difference and stuff. I mean, we already see it all the time in, like, you know, there will be like news reports that'll hit the internet and stuff, and come to find out later it was just a, you know, some kind of scene out of a video game or something, you know. It's there's a lot of wild stuff that happens like that. So it's pretty crazy. On record. Why was I thinking it was re-record or re-record? Unrecord. This game looks phenomenal. Looks incredible. So, I'll share this with you guys. I was like, dude, I didn't hear about that being taken off of Steam. We would have heard about that. There's a lot of hype around this game. I was like, we would have heard about that. Here you go. If anybody wants to take a look at it, looks pretty phenomenal. No release date, TBA and everything. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the new Bond game has in store. Here. This. Yeah, boy. All right. Cool. Yeah, I've heard Ready or Not's pretty good, actually. Have you played it, Soup? Have you played that one? Why Hollow Knight Silksong fans should keep an eye on Constance. Well, the wait for a Hollow Knight Silksong may feel eternal, but upcoming indie Metroidvania Constance could scratch a similar itch. Yeah, I played it since the beta. Nice, dude. I thought I'd seen you talk about it a few times. Yeah, dude, probably so at this point. I mean, dude, I don't know what's... It's a kind of a conflicting thing, you know, because I'm such a big fan of the original Hollow Knight, you know, and Team Cherry baited everybody into thinking that Silksong was going to release basically last year, and it never did. And now we're just all sitting here going, what's happening, you know? And again, I mean, you know, I want Silksong to be very good, but it's also a weird play for a game to get announced. You know, we've been kind of drooling over this for quite some time. Anybody that's a fan of Hollow Knight's been drooling over Silksong for a good long while. And then whenever you get the company coming out and saying you're going to get it in this window, and then that window passes and there's just no news on what's going on at all. They just completely missed the window and didn't really say a whole lot. And it's like, okay. And again, we need to be comfortable to an extent allowing developers to maybe have a delay or two to provide us with a polished product instead of releasing something that isn't ready, right? There's something to be said for that, but there's also some issues of, you know, like what's happening here. You know, if things seem to be taking too long, what's going on? It can be an indicator that there might be some issues going on in that project, you know. So I don't know. The Silk Song thing, man, it's a bleak look right now. I think who knows. I think, you know, how awesome would it be to just have it shadow drop on us at some point this year? But it's been such a bleak look at info on the front of Silk Song. I'm not expecting much. So so the wait for Hollow Knight, Silk Song may feel eternal. Upcoming indie Metroidvania constants could scratch a similar itch. So yeah, the bullet points here. Silk Song has been highly anticipated. Its delays have created a demand for Metroidvanias. Metroidvanias are very popular. They're one of my favorite genres. There's always need for good Metroidvanias. Look, if you haven't played the Blasphemous games, you should definitely go play those. They are actually killers, dude. They're very, they're dark. They're Souls-like. You'll get a good 30 hours out of them, probably. Each one of them feels pretty good. Apparently the new Prince of Persia game is a decent Metroidvania. You're only probably going to get about 15 to 20 hour story out of that, though. If you push really hard for extra content, you might get close to 25 to 30 hours out of that game, but you're going to have to push real hard for content, I think. The Blasphemous games are bangers. You should really check those out. And if you want a really good look at what kinds of games popped off this genre as a whole, go play Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Davey. So Castlevania Symphony of the Night was a game that introduced me to what Metroidvanias are and could be, and is forever one of my top 5 games of all time, and always will be because of that. It's fantastic. I love it so much. And last year we played Bloodstained, which was the spiritual successor to Symphony of the Night, and it was created by the same person. So those are some good ones for people to check out. If you haven't, there's tons of them out there. A lot of them to be looked at. A lot of great ones and stuff, but Hollow Knight for sure, absolutely. Constance from self-publisher BTF could fill that void with its charming and colorful art style and innovative gameplay. Constance offers a personal narrative that explores mental health and the relationship between art and creation, setting it apart from other epic Metroidvania games. Yeah. Just talked about Prince of Persia as well. Yep. So, during the long wait for Silk Song, a number of other Metroidvanias with a focus on hand-drawn art and snappy combat have come out of the woodwork, many of which draw clear inspiration from Team Cherry's 2017 hit. Constance looks like a fluid, stunning game reminiscent of Hollow Knight. Interesting. We'll bring this up and see if there's a video for it. Though Hollow Knight Silk Song aims to expand upon the foundations laid by its predecessor, the beauty of the first Hollow Knight lies in foundational elements like its emotive hand-drawn art style, music, atmosphere, and hands-off exploration and progression systems. It may be remarkably different in terms of premise, design, and tone, but Constance seems to share many of these same core strengths. The art of Constance, from its character models to its painstakingly detailed backgrounds, displays the same clear attention to detail as Hollow Knight's, each frame brimming with personality. Level of quality extends to the animations and music as well. On top of this, Constance features smooth and inventive movement and combat mechanics, all based around the theme of painting. It's these innovative and creative features that make Constance different from Hollow Knight and other seminal Metroidvanias. And these distinctions are ultimately what makes it a game to follow. Features a personal narrative. Constance takes a decidedly different approach to storytelling, with a narrative delving into the main character's struggles with mental health and how her relationship with art and creation relates to her challenges. Approach to story sets Constance apart from the more epic Metroidvania games, whose narratives have a tendency towards large-scale, potentially world-threatening conflicts. Bro, this. Let's see if this is on Steam real quick. Yeah. Oh, it does look good. Oh, it does have Hollow Knight vibes. Jesus. It's a bit more cartoony, but it definitely has those vibes to it. It's cute. Interesting. That was funny, Davey. Davey's like, no. Yeah, you need to know if you're gonna play Blasphemous, it does have a Souls-like feel to it. So there are gonna be some difficult sections and bosses probably for people to deal with to some extent. This is pretty cool though. This looks good. There you go. See what else we got. That's a nice little game to find out about. Brother, whatever. Dungeonborn is a dark fantasy extraction dungeon crawler. Is this not Dark and Darker? Bro, here we are. You know, we talk about like the emulating of games in the aspect of games copying one another, right? Things become popular. What battle royales, and then it was extraction shooters, and you know what I mean? And now it's like medieval fantasy extraction games and things like that, right? So here we go. Dungeonborn. I think fighting skeletons might be one of the most fundamental joys of video games. The more implausible its ambulation seems, the better, but I'm happy as long as it clatters to the floor as a collection of distinct physics objects once I'm done. Dungeonborn seems likely to satisfy. It's a PvE extraction dungeon crawler, like Dark and Darker, about delving deep below a dark fantasy world with friends, hitting skeletons and monsters with swords, then leaving with their loot or venturing further and risking it all. Oh, I need so much coffee today. That skeleton's gonna wake up, bro. Is that Deckard Cain? Stay a while and listen. Bro. Yeah, saw that coming. Jeebus! Oh, wow. Bro's hand is a skeleton. Do you see this? The the mage character, his hand was a skeleton. Interesting. Yep. And now you become the skeleton. Dungeon Born. Play the demo on Steam. Let's take a look. The extraction system apparently involves a battle royale style safe zone, which shrinks over time, putting pressure on adventurers to cut their losses and escape while they still can. Loot taken from the dungeon can be then sold at an in-game auction house above ground or broken down into crafting resources, with the resulting goodies then helping to equip you for your next run at the dungeon. As the trailer above shows, there's seemingly also the chance to betray your fellow players, make off with all the loot yourself. Those players will be operating as classes that can be either traditional rogues, priests, and fighters, says a press release, or more specialized, including a cryomancer with ice magic, a sword master that can rain poison blades, or excuse me, psionic blades, and the undead death knight. Nice. Well, I like extraction games, particularly those that involve something other than modern assault rifles. Neat format for creating extra drama and tension around a traditional RPG loot and upgrade system. Let's pull this up real quick. What up, Axel? What's going on, buddy? Let's take a look at this. They've got a demo. This is interesting. Switch 2 when? 2035. We're not even a month into the year, bro. And what I said, if you remember, my prediction was late summer or sometime in the fall, autumn time frame. So we're still not there yet, buddy. Palworld could have been sued. It would have been sued by now. Axel. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. That's kind of what I was telling people too. I think if anything, there might be some case-by-case issues where they try to say that individually some of these pals look too closely resemble Pokemon, and they have to be altered or something. But I don't think there's a whole lot of room for Pokemon or Nintendo to stand ground on in likeness rights, really. They're saying that it's being infringed upon. Fallout TV series still being made, apparently set to release sometime this year. Yeah, no, it's already got a release date, dude. It's early April, right? Early April. It's on Amazon. Yeah, we're gonna watch it here, by the way. Here, I'll pull it up real quick. We haven't talked about this in just a bit, so here, check this out. Sure it's not 2025? Yeah, positive. Nice, Axel. Yeah, April 12th. April 12th is going to be the first episode. So what we're going to do is I'm probably going to they're going to start releasing these like Amazon does with their bigger shows. It'll be on Fridays where the episodes will come out. So I'm probably going to start on Fridays for usually doing watch parties to end the stream on. So I'll do a watch party for anybody else that has Prime. You can hang out here and we'll just watch the episodes together. I'll start a watch party at the end of the stream. We'll watch the episode. I'll turn on the episode. Anybody that doesn't have Prime won't be able to watch, but anybody that does can hang out and watch together. Cool. So that's what I'm going to do. Yep. Yo, nice suit. Nice. That looks pretty cool, man. The Mithril Interactive. Have they done anything else? Not on Steam, anyways. Right, yeah, but obviously made even more popular by the games, right? Yeah, that's funny, dude. That's funny. It's good to see you, buddy. Happy Sunday, man. Dungeonborn. Look at the character creation. That's kind of dope, dude. So basically, like I said, I mean, 9 out of 9, dog. Wait, what? Oh, I covered all of them. It's very dark and darker, right? So if you know what Dark and Darker is, it's another medieval fantasy extraction game that's been worked on right now. What is it? Iron Mace, I think. Iron Mace, Iron Galaxy. I get those two mixed up for some reason. Iron Mace, I think, is who it is. Iron Galaxy is the one that sucks at porting games, I think. But this looks pretty dope. I'm interested. Yeah, I mean, I liked the trailers. I thought the trailers were dope. It's high production value, you know. So we had been keeping up with it for a while just because, you know, it's not gaming necessarily, but we had seen, like, you know, excuse me, pictures of the set, pictures of the power armor they had, stuff like that, you know, for quite a while. And then it got announced it was releasing in April, and we were like, oh yeah, that'll be cool to do a watch party for. So we're probably gonna do that. This looks kind of gnarly, dude. I like this. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep track of this. I'll wish list that. Did I put this in chat? No, I didn't. Here, I'll put this in chat for you guys too. Here you go. Nice. If you want to check that out, all right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I know there are other people that don't have it too. It's just I'm just providing it as an option for people if they want to join in and watch. There's an amount of the community that does have Prime that do want to watch, and for all those that don't have it, aren't able to watch, I'm sorry. But, you know, it's just, I figure if I'm going to watch it anyways, and there are people that do want to watch together, why not provide that opportunity, you know? That's kind of neat. Popular PS5 games dirt cheap as $3 in limited time sale. We've already hit a little bit of this. Control is $10. InSound Mind is $3.50. Numerous Resident Evil games below $10. Little Nightmares 2 is $10. This game was terrible on PC, by the way. So bad. So terrible performance-wise. I'm talking like things that you would need to progress in the game, objective-wise, like quest-wise and stuff, wouldn't even spawn in the game. It was so bad. I don't know about on console and stuff, but I played this October of 2022, and it was terrible, dude. Terrible. Lost in Random, $3. Other notable deals: Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes. Crosscode, Gungrave Gore, Hotline Miami, and Hotline Miami 2, Inertial Drift, Kerbal Space Program, The Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes, Persistence, Tormented Souls, non-dirt cheap deals, Cult of the Lamb, such a banger, dude. Such a banger. Exoprimal, this is not a game that should be purchased. If you want to play Exoprimal, play it on a subscription service or something. But this game is something from Capcom that was made to just suck money out of people with monetization. I don't recommend buying this game. Play it on a subscription service or something. Humankind, $30. Goat Simulator 3, $18. Like a Dragon Ishin. Don't support Sega right now. They're doing some scummy stuff with paywalling New Game Plus in their games. It's really gross. Lost Judgment, $18. Monster Hunter Rise, $20. NASCAR Arcade Rush, $25. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, $30. Persona 5 Royale, $30. Sable, $13. Sackboy A Big Adventure, $20. Sonic Frontiers, $22. Sonic Superstars, $36. Terminator Resistance Enhanced, $20. Tesla Grad, $2, $11. And Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, $20. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, it was my entire playthrough. My entire playthrough. He might be trolling me too. Soup likes to do that. My entire playthrough, was disgusting. I played Little Nightmares 1, which was fantastic. And then I immediately played Little Nightmares 2, and it was balls. It performed like trash. It was terrible. It was so bad that I almost flushed that game. And I very, very, very rarely ever flush a game. It felt so bad to play that game. It was so bad. Little Nightmares 1, great. Little Nightmares 2, terrible. Terrible. It was so bad. I hated it. I came so close to just flushing it. That's how bad it felt. Nintendo exclusive gets shut down here. I'll link this if you guys need the PlayStation sell links. Here you go. Grab that. Boop. Nintendo exclusive gets shut down unexpectedly. A Nintendo exclusive from yesteryear has been shut down early after Nintendo took its servers down and now apparently can't revive them. Back in 2014, Nintendo released its first ever free-to-play game. A landmark moment for Nintendo was unfortunately not accompanied by a landmark game. 2014 was actually itself a great notable year for Nintendo game releases between Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Bros., Yoshi's New Island, Donkey Kong Country, Tropic Freeze, Mario Golf, World Tour, and other new releases. What wasn't notable was Still Diver Sub Wars. You may have never heard of this game, but it is the aforementioned free-to-play game and a game that has cemented itself in the Nintendo history books despite flying under the radar of so many. Back in March of last year, Nintendo announced that the 3DS game and its DLC were no longer available to purchase as the Nintendo eShop for the 3DS was being discontinued. Right. This won't happen until later in the year, but the game is already gone and disappeared early. As you may remember, on September 4th of last year, the game's online servers were taken offline for emergency maintenance. Then it never came back online. Fast forward to this week, Nintendo has relayed word the game is Dunskies. According to it, there is no hope of recovery. Just gone. Great job, Nintendo. You guys, I mean, never really fell to surprise on these kinds of things, you know, shutting down access and, you know, just removing historical accessibility for people, and you guys are just the best. It does not divulge why, though. That said, with online play for all 3DS games is set to shut down on April 8th, there's probably little to no incentive to continue to beat the game with a hammer and wrench just to extend its life a few months, especially since servers are probably dead to begin with. Hold on, I'm going to give you guys something in a moment. Regarding the Nintendo 3DS software, Still Driver Sub Wars released in February 14 of 2014. We have been conducting emergency maintenance from September 4th last year. There is no hope of recovery, so we apologize for the inconvenience. The service has ended. Writes Nintendo. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause to customers using Still Driver Sub Wars and ask for your understanding because we suck. Blizzard didn't. Microsoft shut it down because Microsoft owns Blizzard. So, yeah, I mean, it basically, there was a game that had been worked on for about 6 years now, by Blizzard. Yeah, yeah. And with all these layoffs that they did, like these 1900, and again, what I'll say about the 1900 layoffs, dude, I talked about this too. I don't have an article up on YouTube yet, but I will soon. This is my thought process here behind the Microsoft layoffs. A number of the layoffs were from Xbox in removing a lot of personnel that were previously doing the production of like physical games and stuff, because they're moving out of that space. They're not doing a lot of physical game production anymore, right? It's just digital. So they're ramping that down. The other thing is they are taking a hard look at, you know, what they need to do with Activision Blizzard to turn that company, I think, back into something decent. And some of that's going to be breaking down and building back up. So I don't know that, you know, we should expect like all 1900 of these layoffs to be rehired back in. I think that you probably shouldn't. But what I am hopeful of is that this is, to an extent, some breakdown of the company to build it back up, of Activision Blizzard. So I'm hoping we will see some rehire of the 1900 people that lost their jobs. I don't know that for a fact. I'm hopeful, because we do know that Microsoft right now is going through a process of, you know, trying to reconstruct that company under their brand, right? And Activision Blizzard needed it. That company was just atrocious, man. It needed, you know, Bobby Kotick's gone, Mike Ibarra's gone now. They've gotten rid of a bunch of the people at the top. Now they're, you know, they're kind of just cleaning it up, and I think going to build it back up, you know. So with those firings, they also scrapped a game that had been in development for roughly 6 years under Blizzard. And so, yeah, it wasn't Blizzard that scrapped it. Microsoft was like, yeah, you guys are done with this. You know, it's like, this isn't happening. Yeah. And so, that's no longer a thing. So am I going to play Final Fantasy Rebirth? Eventually. Yeah. I'm done buying into PlayStation for first party games. Yeah, I quit doing that after the PS3. PS3 was the last PlayStation console I bought into for proprietary games. Everybody that hangs out here very much knows I grew up, for the longest time in my gaming history, dude, I played across all platforms. PC, I've always played on PC. I've always played on all consoles, Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, you name it, dude. But I find the console world, the console, you know, the side of the industry to be pretty scummy in a lot of ways in comparison to the PC side. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like what they do to the customers a lot, stuff like that. So I've quit buying into it for quite a while now. Past couple of generations, for the most part, I just don't really do. We still do Nintendo. I've got kids. They like Nintendo. So we still do a lot of Nintendo stuff. But PlayStation and Xbox, I've been out of that, you know, buying into that for first party games for quite a while now. Now, I will play the Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. There are other Final Fantasy games that are way up there on my list of favorites. Final Fantasy 3 or 6, depending on where you're from and what it was called in those regions. Final Fantasy 10 is another banger for me. I love that game. So nice try to bait there, Soup. So the premise, I'm not going to be playing the new trilogy. You know, Remake, Integrate, Rebirth, and the third one. I will not be playing those till they come to PC. I was gonna play Remake, Integrate when it released on PC, and whenever they Square Enix ported it to PC, it had terrible performance issues. So I held off, because if they're going to release a game that doesn't perform well, they don't deserve my money. And then they took them forever to fix it too. So by the time they finally fixed it, it was not that long ago. And I was just like, you know what? I'll just wait until they're all out, you know? I own the original Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, dude. Heck yeah. On my original PS1, Doug. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I've got a video on the YouTube channel and the Twitch page that shows off. Last year, I was just around a year ago now, just over a year ago. I showed off a ton of my old gaming stuff, dude. Old consoles, like Nintendo Power magazines, a bunch of my old like PC. Like, dude, I've got like a bunch of my old PC boxes, dude. I've got original Diablo boxes and stuff because Diablo 1 and 2 are two of my top 5 games of all time. I've got all that stuff, dude. Original boxes, everything in them. I've got the old XCOM games, XCOM and XCOM Terror from the Deep, in the old Microprose boxes, dude. Like they're brand new, dude. Oh, nice, actually. Yeah, that's a good one right there, dude. Nice. Do I have a Game Boy? Nope. Sure don't. Sure don't have a Game Boy. Nope. How is that a Game Boy? What are you talking about, dude? You mean this, bro? Bro, this is the Game Boy. How is that a Game Boy? This is the Game Boy. What are you talking about? This is the OG. This is the original, son. It does. It has the screen back. Look, man, this was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? This was original Game Boy, baby. There's no backlit screen on this bad boy. You know what I'm saying? There's no backlit screen on this. Look, man, this bad boy still works, too. You see what I got right here? See what I got right here? Some of that Kirby's Dream Land. You know, you want some? I didn't make it away with my Pokemon Red, but it's all dusty right now, but boop. There it is, baby. You know? So there's no backlit screen on this though, dude. So, you know, you're driving around in the car with mom and dad at night, dude. You need the flipping magnifier, the night sight. You know what I'm saying? You need the night sight, dude. You need the night sight. So you pop this bad boy on here. You know, and it's got little lights right here. So it put a light on the screen and it magnified it so you could see everything, dude. There's no backlit screen in this bad boy. This was the OG, son. This is Dinosaur Game Boy. Dinosaur Game Boy. Yo, you know, this is what I was going to say about the Nintendo stuff here. Check this out. The Nintendo stuff, man, check this. Nintendo sucks, bro. Nintendo sucks, but check this now. This is the Pretendo Network, dude. If you guys aren't aware, Pretendo Network's being built up by just a community of gaming enthusiasts, dude. Recreated game servers. Pretendo is a free and open source replacement for Nintendo servers for both the 3DS and Wii U. So these servers that Nintendo is shutting down right now because they suck, this community is setting up servers for everybody to still be able to access their games online and everything, allowing online connectivity for all even after the original servers are discontinued. You can see the progress right here. All right. You can see the progress of all the servers, like what they're getting done. Wii U Chat, Ironfall Invasion, Friends Wii U, all this stuff. The games that they're working on and everything like that, right? So just know that this is also something that's being done for all of, you know, they're picking up the torch that Nintendo is setting down because Nintendo sucks. So just know that's a thing. Now, you guys want to see some really cool hardware that you might not be aware of? For everybody that likes the OG, like, you know, handhelds and stuff, check this noise out. You guys seen the analog? Where's it at? Check this. The analog pocket. Have you guys seen this? About to blow your minds. The analog pocket is a piece of hardware. Obviously, it looks very much like a old school Game Boy does, right? But this thing is a piece of modern hardware that plays retro cartridges. And I'm not just talking about Game Boy cartridges either. This plays like Neo, like the flipping Sega one. What was the Sega one called? Here, I'll just read it all off. They've got out of the box. The Pocket is compatible with over 2,700 Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. It also works with adapters, which I'll show you in a moment, that allow it to play also Neo Geo Pocket, Atari Lynx, and more. All right, so it's no emulation. You just straight up are able to play look, the way the screen plays too, like the original games, as well as like the more modern colored games were and everything. So you can see these are the adapters for a lot of the other cartridges besides Game Boy. The Game Boy ones will fit in here, but the other ones like the Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket, Atari Lynx, all those have adapters you can get to play those cartridges in this device as well. It's also a synthesizer and sequencer for making music and everything, which is just like a little added benefit. It has a dock, right? So you can see the difference between Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, all that stuff. It's got a dock just like the Switch does. It's USB-C. You can attach wireless controllers to it. You can dock it up and put it on your monitor or your TV or whatever to play games. This is a really, really cool device, man. It's really dope. So if you like playing the retro like cartridges and stuff for the handhelds, then this is maybe something to take a look at here, man. This thing retails for about $220, but it's a pretty cool little device, man. Not bad at all. Take a look. There you go. All right. Moving forward. Here. Sorry, 1 second. All right. Boo, Sony. Yeah, dude. That's funny, man. All right, let's get that music popping again. Bloodborne Cart. Bloodborne Cart, dude. Gets shut down by Sony. Bloodborne Cart will be rebranded after a request from Sony. Bloodborne Cart will be rebranding after Sony reached out to squash any ties to the project. One of the best things about the gaming industry is how creative the fans are. Agreed. People will make their own fan art, fan films, and even games based on other properties, sometimes generating massive followings. Even modders have managed to build up extreme hype for their own projects, such as people making what are essentially new Fallout games as mods for existing games in the series. The modding community actually makes games playable quite often, where developers just totally miss the mark. Sometimes these people even go on to finish canceled games, save ones that fell apart. Yeah, exactly. Or remake fan favorite ones. Creativity is never ending, but given the sandbox these folks are playing in, it can sometimes result in the companies that own the properties stepping in to protect their IP. Bloodborne Cart was a new fan project that aimed to use the branding, characters, and general world of the beloved Soulsborne to turn it all into a PS1 era kart racer. The genre is famously associated with Mario Kart, but tons of brands have done kart racing games from Shrek to Nickelodeon and more. A cute idea, and fans have been very excited to see the project finally released. However, it's getting a short delay. Sony, the publisher of Bloodborne, has stepped in to ask creator Lilith Walther to scrub the game of the Bloodborne branding. The creator noted the game would still release. It would just look a bit different and be pushed back as a result of this change. Walther noted that they had expected this to happen at some point. Also noted that no longer trying to walk the line of not upsetting Sony and From Software and making it a totally original project means they get full creative control, which is exciting. Yeah. The future of Bloodborne Kart. Let's take a look at this. Hold on. This is, I didn't even know this was a thing, dude. This is insane. Yeah, for sure, Axel. Yeah. This is pretty interesting. Huh. That's kind of wild. As of right now, we have no idea when this new version of what was once called Bloodborne Kart will release or what it will even be called. Either way, it'll still be exciting for this fan-made kart racer with an old-school aesthetic to see the light of day. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Okay, here you go, Soup. Here you go, buddy. Here's your copium, dog. Soup. Oh, man. Call of Duty Future Warfare gameplay surfaces online. Time for a trip down memory lane, folks. Out of nowhere, a 2-minute gameplay clip from Neversoft's Call of Duty Future Warfare has surfaced online, showcasing what could have been more than 10 years ago. Otherwise known as NX1, Future Warfare came out following Neversoft's pivot from Guitar Hero, according to industry veteran Brian Bright on Twitter. In the clip that surfaced online, we see an early game build from 2011 revealing a mission that takes place on the moon. From the content shown, it looks like Future Warfare could have been a mix of futuristic and boots-on-the-ground combat. Would have featured remastered maps from the classic Call of Duty games. Neversoft was founded in '94. 2 decades later, it was folded into Infinity Ward by Activision, and the brand name became little more than a piece of gaming history. Famed for the creation of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games, bangers, dude, and then a series of Guitar Hero titles, Neversoft was an instantly recognizable presence in the early noughties. The noughties, dude. I'm going to start referring to the 90s as the noughties. That's perfect. In the latter years of the company's life cycle, it would help develop a spate of Call of Duty titles. It has been shown online that before that, Neversoft was destined to develop its own Call of Duty title, Future Warfare. In a post on Twitter, a 2-minute video shows a soldier desperately fleeing from an incoming attack on a lunar base. There's a run-through of the missions list available and a brief glimpse at what honestly looks like something quite well polished. In a comment on the video, developer Brian Bright explained that Neversoft was making Future Warfare, and the mission on the moon that we see in the video was really about the team learning the engine, experimenting with features like low gravity. He went on to explain that this would have replaced Call of Duty Ghosts, and when that game was scrapped, Neversoft had developed 2 to 3 campaign missions and a bunch of MP work. Oh, I can't max this? Shut your flippin' mouth. Hold on. God dang it. It's not even going to give me the link to, let's take a look at this. It's got to be on YouTube, right? Look at that better on YouTube. God, I can't type. Future Warfat. That's me. Yeah, this will be it right here, huh? Wait. 'Okay, whatever. This is fine. We'll just watch it here. We'll see. See what we got. See what we got. $12/18/2011. Oh, nice, dude. Alright, Axel. Yo, dude, it's good to see you, buddy. Happy Sunday, man. Get some good rest, my friend. Yeah. Appreciate you. Honestly, dude, looks pretty good for 13 years ago.
You're at the armory. Get your ass over here now.
I mean, you think this time frame? You're thinking BioShock 2? What, Dead Space 2? You know what I mean? Same kind of time frame. Pretty sure. This might have been just about a year after those two, something like that, but fairly close.
Walker, Rick's on his way to meet up with you.
Interesting. Huh. How about that? Another comment showcased a reported list of multiplayer maps for Future Warfare, which include the likes of Legacy Afghan, Legacy Crash, Legacy Terminal, Bin Laden's Compound, Gladiator Assault, Merc Mode Map, Bink. Unfortunately, Future Warfare was never meant to be. Ironically, Infinity Ward would come to work on Infinity Warfare in 2016, which would be almost identical to Future Warfare in some respects. Interesting. It's kind of wild. It looked that, I mean, that part of it looked good, but it was just mostly cinematic kind of stuff, you know? So who knows? Who knows, man? Okay, dude. Look, I talked about whenever I don't know if this is exactly what they're going to talk about, but whenever PlayStation raised the price of PS Plus, I literally was like, how can they even justify doing this? The PS Plus as a subscription service being something, I guess, moderately comparable to what Game Pass has been for the past 5 to 6 years, has only been out for, you know, at the time of them raising the price, roughly a year. And they don't even have, in my opinion, something that the key piece of what they're missing to give them the same kind of service of what Game Pass is day one releases. They don't even provide their consumer base, their subscribers, day one release for their proprietary games, which is what Xbox does. And They decided after 1 year of their their subscription service being out and released, that it was time to raise prices by like 30%. It's kind of insane. Obviously, we saw Game Pass raise prices too, but Game Pass is, in my opinion, a much better service. Obviously, people are going to have differing opinions depending on what platform you're a fan of and stuff, right? But you cannot deny the fact that Xbox does provide a significantly better feature that Sony is missing for their service in day one releases, being on the subscription service. So, with that being said, let's see what is being said here. With each passing year, publishers and console manufacturers alike have increasingly emphasized the long-term importance of game subscription services. Like films and TV before it, video game subscription services are being positioned as the sole future of gaming consumption. In aid of this effort, we have seen Sony reaffirm its commitment to subscriptions through its revamped PS Plus Extra and Premium tiers. Last year marked the first full year since the reinvention, and with us now a good chunk of the way into January of this year, the question remains, has PlayStation Plus been able to justify itself? Excuse me. Back in January of last year, so roughly a year ago, they took a look at both Game Pass and PS Plus 2022 libraries, bringing down the inclusions in a month-by-month manner. And I'll tell you this. The majority of the last half of the year for PS Plus, basically kicking off like August or September through almost the end of the year, which was like right around when they increased prices, almost through the end of the year for PS Plus, their releases were terrible. Really bad. While an interesting experiment for this year's retrospective, I've decided to instead take the year in its entirety as the basis for my breakdown, looking at 2023's lineup in a categorical manner and segregating them based on their relationship within the industry itself. PS Plus 2023 review, Kick Guru Games. Before we jump into it, I must mention the fact that 2023 saw a rather substantive price increase for PS Plus across the board. Previously, the price would cost you £50 a year for PS Plus Essential and £84 to jump up to the extra tier, and last but certainly not least, £100 for a year of premium. Unfortunately, in September of last year, like I said, Sony increased the prices across the board, with a year of Essential now costing £60, extra being £100, and premium going all the way up to £120. With that, it is now time to look at Sony's PS Plus output for 2023, whether the PlayStation console manufacturer was able to justify the ever more expensive service. As I mentioned, I will be looking at last year's lineup in a different way. Unlike with my previous retrospective, which broke down the additions by month, this time I've decided to take the year in its entirety and instead break it down based on the service's first-party additions, AAA inclusions, and last but not least, its influx of indies. Let's get into it. First things first, there's PlayStation Plus Essential. For the uninitiated, the Essential tier offers between 3 and 4 games a month to subscribers, but unlike Game Pass or PS Plus Extra, these games are only able to be obtained for the duration of that month. Once the period has ended, if you did not add the titles to your library, then you will have missed out entirely on those games. That being said, if you did add the games to your library, they will remain available to you in perpetuity as long as you are still subscribed to PS Plus. Last year saw a total of 37 games given away to PS Plus Essential subscribers. While I won't include every single title here, a mere 3 of the games given away were first-party PlayStation titles. Those being Destiny 2 Beyond Light, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and Media Molecules Dreams. Wow. Considering the fact that Destiny 2 Beyond Light initially released years before Sony acquired Bungie, 2023's PS Plus Essential technically only included 2 first-party titles. A rather poor showing for those who subscribe to the service for PlayStation's first-party efforts. Fortunately, the list of AAA third-party games given away via PS Plus Essential was much more substantive, with just some of the games including Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Mafia Definitive Edition, But look, man. Okay, I'm going to bring something up here. Code Vein, Battlefield 2042, Grid Legends, NBA 2K23, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Alan Wake Remastered, The Callisto Protocol, Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, and Lego 2K Drive. But you're talking about they were headlining games for this service like Mafia Definitive Edition. Bro, this game was like 15 years old. What? This game was like 15 years old. This was, and it's a banger of a game, don't get me wrong, but this is not a game that should have been like a highlight edition. This should have been like a nice side piece or something, you know? 2023's indies included Axiom Verge 2, the addictively replayable Ollie Ollie World, Tales of Iron, Trek to Yomi, the much-loved Death's Door, and the contemplatively beautiful Sable. Though pretty much every AAA inclusion initially released in the year prior to 2023, there's no denying that for those who want a variety of high-quality titles across all budget levels, PS Plus Essential managed to give exactly that. Just don't expect many first-party titles to be given away. Again, it was pretty lackluster, actually. Like, okay, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, yeah. Is anybody going to be excited about Battlefield? Really? Go play BattleBit, dude. Battlefield 2042? What a piece of garbage. Alan Wake Remastered, great game. Callisto Protocol, pretty subpar. Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, another old game. You know? Lego 2K Drive, nah. I think for most people, kind of underwhelming as well. I don't think this is like something to be excited about here. For many, PlayStation Plus Extra serves as a healthy medium between the three tiers. Alongside all the benefits of PS Plus Essential, Extra entitles you to a library of hundreds of games. A library which is added to and taken away from on a monthly basis. Like with the previous tier, I've broken down the lineup of editions with first-party titles being our starting point. I think I'm just going to, for the rest of this, get down to the summary here. Because they're going through the every single tier, right? So, for the newly revamped price of £60, was PS Plus Essential worth it last year? For me, for them, they say yes. There was enough of a mix of high-quality, well-revered indie games alongside a selection of solid AAA titles from prior years, and because I buy a lot of the bigger first-party PlayStation titles outright, offering Sony's less popular games actually works in my favor. Similarly, PS Plus Extra did offer enough in 2023 for their own personal liking. A lot of recognizable franchises and IPs were added over the course of the year, especially when it comes to indies. But even taking the service as a whole, it would be hard to argue that you're not getting your money's worth for £100, as long as you're actively playing and complete games on a regular basis. That's a huge thing for any subscription service, though. Doesn't matter if you're talking about gaming or watching, a subscription service like Netflix for watching movies and TV. If you're paying for something and you're not getting enough out of it, and this is always going to be a kind of a something that everybody has to respectively take a look at. Are you getting enough out of what you're paying for something, right? But this is always going to be the case, and you just have to know that if you're not getting enough time out of it, you probably shouldn't be paying for it. It doesn't necessarily mean the content's not there for you. You just might have too much going on in your life to be able to get enough out of it. Last and certainly least, PlayStation Plus Premium is in no way worth your money for the new asking price of £120. Neither 2023's editions nor the library as a whole is worth it. Even if you are already paying £100 for the PS Plus Extra, coughing up the additional $20 is ill-advised. Perhaps if you are investing in playing PS3 titles, the service might be worth consideration. But the fact that these titles are only available via streaming is a massive knock against it. Yeah, you can pay in 12-month chunks to get a bit of a discount there. Know that. But this is also one person's respective take. A lot of what I saw over the last year for what PS Plus as a whole was doing for for its consumers and customer base, didn't look real good to me, to be honest. But that's just me. There's going to be more for you guys to read and take a look at it in there. I think I covered the gist of it, but everybody's going to have to make their own decision about something like that. At least it's a look at how somebody else felt about that service, you know. Free PlayStation Plus game dubbed amazing by subscribers who had never heard of it. What are we talking about here? Inscription, dude. Inscription is a banger of a game. This is a fantastic, awesome, amazing piece of gaming software, dude. It's got an 87 on Metacritic. It's on PS Plus, apparently. Free PlayStation Plus game. Yeah. I highly recommend. It's a roguelike deck building game, horror elements. It takes you through a very wild kind of like story and stuff, where you're going into different kind of gameplay elements and situations and stuff as the story evolves. It's really, really wild and so good. Yeah, they've got another game coming out. Pony Island 2 is coming, and dude, I'll link this. You guys, if you don't know Inscription, watch this, play this. It's such a banger of a game, dude. So good. So good. That's it. That's the news. All right, man. Cool. Thought we had one article left. It was just the Analog Pocket I had brought up to show everybody because we were talking about the Game Boy stuff. Awesome. We'll play games for the rest of the day. It's probably, again, not going to be a full day today. This weekend's just kind of packed with afternoon stuff for me a little bit. Yesterday, I had some stuff going on with the son. And today's going to be another day where I probably don't go a full, 8 hours. So probably plan on, lunchtime, man. We'll call it. And, it just happens like that sometimes, you know. I do my best to be consistent with the 8-hour streams and stuff, but sometimes on the weekend, just with family stuff going on and everything like that, I might not make it quite to 8 hours, you know. And I think this weekend's definitely fitting into that sentiment there. So yesterday we got about 6 in. Today will probably be something similar to that, but oh yeah, dude, nice. Yeah. I haven't played the third one yet, man. So, I would like to. I heard it's good. From a lot of people, what I heard is it's not like Borderlands 2. But if you enjoy Borderlands, look, here's the thing. I heard it's much better than the pre-sequel, and I was not a fan of the pre-sequel. Pre-sequel felt boring to me, but I loved 1 and 2. And I heard that if you liked 1 and 2, 3 will probably be pretty entertaining for you, you know? So, well, give it a check. If you play it, man, let me know what you think, okay? But I digress. We are going to have a great game play session today. Even if it's not quite as long as we normally do, we'll get a few to 4 hours in. It'll be fun, man. We'll play more Pal World, have fun playing with Pinky and probably True, and you know, we got most of our base set up for where it needs to be right now, finally, after relocating it and everything. So we'll get to go maybe catch some more pals today and have some fun and everything. So, I don't know. You guys rock. Thanks for the awesome news segment. Thanks for everybody that was here and participated and was a part of this. It was a great news segment, as always. If anybody's been hanging out, you're not familiar with what we do, this is how we always start all of our streams. We begin at roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT every day but Wednesday. Wednesdays are our constant days off, but the other 6 days of the week, we're always here at the same time, starting with video gaming news, and then we go play games for the rest of the day. So, we've got an amazing community of people. We're always looking for more awesome, cool people to be a part of what we do, man. Trying to cultivate and grow a community centered around just actually caring about one another, lifting each other up, not trying to drag each other down, not being toxic and not, being full of hate and stuff, just being good people, spreading good vibes, man, and being welcoming and uplifting and stuff. So if you can dig it, dude, come be a part of what we do. We're always looking for more cool peoples to be a part of what we do here, man. So other than that, dude, happy Sunday. I hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend. And I don't know. Stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to run an outro. As soon as it's over, we're going to start playing games, okay? Thanks for the awesome news segment. Be right back. Davey.